For today's cup of coffee,
I'm gonna kill her.
Take 2.
I'm gonna kill her.
Every day.
She threatens to kill me. No, it's my turn to
This
threaten.
has been a very challenging day.
I'm over it.
And
I should have just stayed up in bed.
Where we had to change the elevation of the tripods and stuff, and I couldn't get it back. And then Kid has got this saddle seat jacked up about 3 foot in the air, so I'm waiting for it to throw him again today.
Mm-hmm. This is the height that I like it on.
So if you hear a sudden thud,
it will be more.
And
than
then
a
maniacal laughing, you'll know what happened.
It will be more than a thud. It will be a loud crash and boom.
Yeah. So anyhow, here in
Thunder
Virginia,
will strike.
Tomorrow we have elections when this video is presented. We will have elections in Virginia. We need prayers. She always
records the day before.
I do. I brew. I set everything on a timer to brew. And we have cats, of course, so if you see things being knocked about, that's typical.
It's fine. So profesh.
Anyhow.
So professional.
So it was interesting because I was looking for one particular story, and this happens sometimes when I will get, if you want to call it, a lead on a story or something like that, and I always try to verify it with 3 or 4 sources if at all possible. And what I keep running into, it will be the exact same story. I mean, verbatim. And there was one that I was looking at in particular, and it's like they came out on different websites, different writers, on the exact same day. So who's copying who?
Don't know. And
that's
it's like,
good
question.
That ain't cool. That is not cool.
No, it's not, but it's done anyway.
Yeah, and then on some of these rabbit holes, if it's something that's kind of obscure, then it's like I think it was Norcans or something like that was the race of aliens, which I don't know.
I have no idea.
So I'm going to have to research a little bit further.
Any of the alien species, but it's all good.
Well, this one had to do, and like I said, this is one of those that I'm in the process of researching, and the alien's name was Zret, Z-R-E-T, Zret. I think it's one of those names that it doesn't matter if I mispronounce it because no one knows.
No one. It's fine.
So, anyhow, we're not even going to be talking about Zret yet until I can find further about this.
We got a cat screaming.
We have something screaming all the damn time.
Did you hear that?
Anyhow, what we're going to talk about today is how to capture a UFO sighting. Because that's one of those,
find a UFO.
Wow. That's first thing. You've got to have a UFO.
Yeah.
It's like, and what do you do? And it's like, this is what happens sometimes when you get shaky cam footage, all these, because it's not...
The people who record on potatoes, that's all they have.
Well, that's it. I mean, what are you supposed to do? Go around
with
day
a 4K
and night
all the time.
with a GoPro on your head? I mean, people will look at you funny.
You go out with a 4K DSLR.
Yeah. I mean, and just
with
hoping...
a wide-angle lens.
Just hoping that at some point... That's just like that meteorite or whatever it was that we saw, what was it, a couple of years ago? Mm-hmm. And, when you're in traffic... driving and it's like I was able to pull at Food City, didn't I, record some of it?
I don't know.
But I was thrilled that I actually got a portion of whatever it was. And so
it was really cool.
And it wasn't bad quality. So anyhow, there is a website that is called Black Diamond Social Club, an opinion and advice blog. Who knew? It's got the big Illuminati eye on it.
I don't know, but I'm holding this one's hand and he's wanting to get it away.
And
how dare you?
Anyhow, this is written by Perry Jones, and as far as tips how to capture a UFO sighting.
Okay.
And this is something that, people need to know these things.
It's certainly a thing.
And I'm not going to agree with everything that he's suggesting on this.
Right.
He starts out with game cameras. Hunting cameras is what we call them around here.
Yeah, baby.
And,
That's it.
I could see that, and that is frequently used for cryptid sightings, especially like I think that the Sasquatch hunters use the cameras, the game cameras, quite often. But it's one of those that it is motion sensitive.
Yeah.
And usually it's not pointed up at the sky, because if it's pointed up at the sky,
Unless it lands.
yeah, I mean,
Drops aliens off.
there's not going to be anything, unless it's like a bat or something like that, that's going to even trigger the recording process.
Right.
So I'm not real sure why he threw that in there.
Probably because most hunters have GoPro or
Game cams.
Yeah, whatever the fuck. I'm
Hunting
tired.
cams, I understand.
Hunting cameras. Most hunters have hunting cameras,
That is
and
true.
they're the easiest and I guess cheapest to acquire.
Yeah, but I tell you something. As far as the quality of
they're
picture
shit.
that you get, unless you get one of these high dollar ones, and if you've got enough money to
Yeah, they're
get
potato
one of
quality.
those, I mean, just you could hire somebody to sit out in a tree stand.
Yeah, they're potato quality.
Yeah, they really are, because we've used those before. I mean, you do get some interesting animals, foxes and stuff like that. Coyotes. I think we actually, there at Mom's, I think she had a coyote or two that it had.
I heard a coyote up at the cabin and
Yeah.
it spooked me.
Well, yeah,
Because I'm like, ooh.
they are not indigenous to this area, and honestly,
But they're around here.
They are, because they decided that this area needed them for whatever reason. Science.
Science. Fuck science.
So I would question that, as far as seriously a trail cam to do that. And then you've got the old standby as far as handheld cameras.
But
Now that's where you get into shaky cam a lot on that too. And unless you are an expert photographer, and I know that, Crazy Funny Cats is one, have seen that. And I'm sure that we have other viewers that are also expert photographers, but most of us are not.
when was this put out? 'Cause so far, the
2019.
Really? So far, the stuff that he is putting out is not easy stuff to acquire most of the time. Literally, you want to know what's the easiest thing to use to record that? Your phone.
Well, that was number 3.
That should have been
Aries.
number 1.
Aries.
That should have been number 1.
Anyhow, this was written January the 15th, 2019. It's not like I went back decades. I don't know that there's that many people, unless it is a professional photographer, that uses a handheld camera that much anymore.
No. Well, unless you're a content creator.
Well, and they're talking about, as far as people that sports photography is what he has mentioned, because these are things that are high speed capture devices.
Yeah.
And, but unless you're a professional, if you're a professional UFO hunter, you already know this.
Yeah.
We talking about just random people's. And of course, like Kid mentioned, cell phones, because the cell phones have become so advanced that with a lot of them you can get a really good quality video or photograph or what have you. And
Hell, even a decent one.
yeah,
One that's not complete potato quality.
yeah. But even then, as far as when you have to hold the device, you're still going to have shaky cam.
Well, yeah.
That's the whole point, because you're sitting there going, oh shit, there's a UFO.
Yeah.
And it's going to be kind of unnerving. If it does not unnerve you, then you're probably over medicated.
Or
under medicated, I don't know. But there's quite a few of them.
psychological issues.
Yeah. There's quite a few of those, and that's probably what I would do as far as And he's like, keep it in your pocket. No, do not put your cell phone in your pocket because you've got electromagnetic frequency. It can do bad things to you.
I keep my phone in my pocket all the time.
I mean, it can do bad things to you.
I'm fine with that.
So
I'm fine with that.
That is not fun. And it says to practice with your camera, with your cell phone camera. Now, that's one of the things, my cell phone camera, I hate.
Because you're not used to it.
I have had this phone for, I don't know, quite a few years now, and I still hate it.
Because you don't know how to use it that well.
You can't figure it out either.
Because I don't use an Android.
Well, I mean...
I use an iPhone, which is idiot-proof.
No.
It is.
No.
It really is.
And then, on this one, he suggests drones.
How the fuck?
I don't know.
Yeah, unless you're flying the drone upside down and pointing at the sky, sure.
Right. So, I thought that was kind of a bizarre thing to suggest. I mean, if you're looking for landing sites, yes. I think, are drones shot down around Area 51? I mean,
no,
I think
they have detectors where you can't do that.
Okay. That they're driving.
They will shoot those down.
Well, that's what I asked, if they would shoot them down, because that's a no-fly zone, isn't it?
Yeah, they will shoot those down.
So,
and have.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just still, after all these years, you know. And that would be a great thing to say, look over here. It's a distraction technique. Mm-hmm. When the real stuff is someplace totally different.
Yeah.
Which is more than likely what is going on.
Possibly.
But as far as a drone, And then the last one that he's suggesting is a dash cam. Now, I can see that if it is quite a difference. And I guess if you had somebody riding with you, that they could angle the, camera towards the object. But it's still, the dash cam footage is about like the trail cam footage.
Yeah.
Unless you've got one of those high dollar, dash cams. Those of us that shop the Walmarts,
You can get a good camera at Walmart. I bet it will cost a lot.
Well,
that Canon Rebel camera that I was
that's a dash cam?
No.
Right. You've done missed the boat. We've already gone past
I'm saying,
that.
But no, I'm on the topic of you being like, oh, everything's cheap at Walmart. Those of us who shop
dash
at Walmart.
cam.
You can get high dollar dash cams at Walmart too.
This is what I live
Ooh.
with. This is what I live with. The dash cams that we can afford, they usually last 6 months to a year, and they're kind of disposable. That's the reason we have a dash cam, is if somebody hits us, so that we can take this to court and go, see this, I was driving this space. See this, I was between the lines. Mm-hmm. Need a rear dash cam. Everybody needs one, because you've got a world full of meth heads out there right now.
Yep.
So, but a dash cam, that could be useful, and then again, maybe not. So, I appreciate Perry's effort on this. Mm-hmm. I can't say that I would agree with all those.
Like for the UFO hunters, it takes them a hell of a long time to catch one.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the reason as far as the UFO hotspots. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they will go out and they'll have campouts and different things like that.
Which I would love to, join in on.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be bad, but it's just one of those things that's so spontaneous. Mm-hmm. I mean, what are you going to do? Go out and say, I'm going to see a UFO today.
Yep, pretty much. Does anyone want a cat? He's free.
No.
Just pay shipping.
No. So, like I said.
He's spayed. He's neutered. He's very friendly.
Don't be giving away the cats. They're just needy.
I'll sell him on eBay if none of you want him.
No. Anyhow. So I'm sure that, that our listeners, viewers, whatever, have a lot better suggestions than Mr. Jones has presented.
Yeah.
So
possibly.
Maybe you all have had experiences with photographing UFOs. So,
If you have, please show us those photos.
oh yeah, well, just, that's another thing that you can email us so that we can share with others.
Yeah.
So, if you've had experiences with the paranormal, supernatural encounters, UFOs, aliens, UFO sightings, alien sightings.
Big feet.
Oh, yeah.
Cryptids.
The cryptids. Yeah, the cryptids. We've done lots of those.
Vampires.
Werewolves. I don't know that you
London.
could. If a vampire doesn't have a reflection, how would you be able to photograph him? It's another version of a reflection. So anyhow, if you have family, local, regional,
Guess what?
legends,
It would work now because cameras are able to detect stuff.
Maybe.
If they're able to catch ghost orbs, they can now catch, vampires now, especially with the mirrors, because guess what? The mirrors are no longer silverbacked.
Well, guess what? We're going to be talking about Carillion photography in a day or so.
What?
Yeah. So anything
is
that
that?
you've got that's interesting, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com.
Yes.
And hope that you all have a beautiful day. Thank you for taking the time and having a cup of coffee with us. Know that
Yes.
you are loved and appreciated, and that's for real.
Yes.
And we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.
Make sure to get good sleep too. Good sleep.
Sleep is not my friend.
Good sleep. No, you woke up this morning in distress because of sleep. Subscribe.